What is the title that I helped you get?
You helped me to get the chief data officer title.
And before working with me, what was your situation?
No, I was just struggling that how to go to the next level. I was not able to understand how these things work, how the procedure work there, how to attract recruiters or how to make myself visible in the market. So those were my biggest challenge. I was just going reactive that go and apply to the positions. What I learned with while working with you, there is a hidden market. I can approach that in a systematic way. First of all, I'm set for my life. I know the framework now, how it works, rather than waiting for the any miracle happen, any once in a blue opportunity. Now I know that there are plenty of opportunities and how to nail them, because I was just relying on the applying on the job. Actually, before I was working with you, I was going with the mindset that getting C-suite position or executive VP's level roles, it's only the matter of luck. You can only get it if you know somebody into the hiring company. What I got while working with you is I eliminate my luck factor out of the picture. I was just thinking that you got to be the lucky to get those positions, and secondly, when you are randomly applying, I was just going with the my luck factor. But what I learned is that is nowhere into the picture. If you position yourself well, these opportunities can come to you rather you are going to them.
And before working with me, what was your situation?
Yes, I was the senior director and head of data analytics. What happened is, what I learned while working with you, that how you should work, how you should make your audience and your credibility onto the social media, onto the various forms where I can show my credibility. So when I start working on that advice to reach out to the other executives on the LinkedIn, they start noticing me. I was inviting people and people would start connecting me with the other people that, okay, go talk to the Rajat. He's quite knowledgeable guy. He has done it many times. He can help you. And then while I was talking to them, I learned actually what the problem industry is having, that how I can have my unique advantage when I'm giving interviews or when I'm talking to executives. So that is what I learned, that how this hidden market is working, that you already know that what's going to happen in the interview. You already know that what is the problem other C-suite is having. And you're just on spot on. You're addressing those problems immediately when you're talking to them. And that has been a game changer. We just in your conversation of 30, 40 minutes, they can, just zero down, oh, this is the guy we need. Before I took the coaching, what was happening is, till past 20 years, I go give the interview. If it is good or bad, it is done. I never analyze it in a way that, when you are talking to somebody, it's not necessary that you have to get that job. It's more about having the abundance mindset. Your objective in the call is to find out where you are good at, what you are lacking, what perspective you're missing that other executive can ask you. When I start preparing from that mindset, that, oh, I'm good at it, I know what are the industry problems, I know how I can solve it, I know how to phrase it, my mindset changed. I never feared in the interviews, that, oh, I'm having this interview, I may get rejected. Like, no.
How did I help you with the interview, with the mindset at the interview, so you get a CDO role?
I was fearless. I just speak my mind. I speak their language without bothering whether they will like it or not. I give them the perspective. I state their problem in their wording far better than them, that this is your situation. I establish my credibility that, okay, how I can help them to go from this stage to their target state. And after that, I never bothered because I was lined up with multiple interviews. Okay, if you don't want to take me, that's fine. I have another offer. Like we say that money is the commodity. The value addition is mine. If I'm joining your team, then you're getting the value. Your money is lying on the table if you don't have the right person. So my mindset got changed.
How did I shift your mindset so you get that CDO role and you become really good at interviews and get multiple offers at the same time?
Yes, because I was having my framework. I already know in advance what is going to be expected in the interview. I got the psychological tricks that how I need to speak, how to make them feel that I'm talking to them, how to make them feel that I understand their problem, how to phrase myself that they get the message that I have done it multiple times. So those were the bigger things. That's how it helped me.
Okay. And which areas were you struggling the most before working with me?
How to market myself. That was the biggest problem I was having.
Why?
Because I was just relying on the, applying on the jobs and you just take the interview, get selected or get rejected. I never analyze it, that how every failure experience can equip me for the better opportunity. I was not aware how I can use this social media, to market myself. People talk about go make your profile on LinkedIn, this and that, but I was not aware how I can use even LinkedIn at my favor.
So you didn't have a process. You were just working, but all over the place, besides like laser focus.
It was no structured way. I was having no tool at place how to measure my performance. That was the bigger thing. With the coaching, I got it, that what kind of people I need to talk, who can help me. And before, I find out somebody can help me, what value addition I can offer to them. That was the bigger thing. It was give and take. It was about how I can add value, how I can create my advocates, sitting remotely and without ever meeting with them. So those were the things I learned in the coaching.
The process that I gave you helped the most. So now you just focus your energy in one area. That's the biggest value that you get.
Exactly. It's
okay.
The process in the one word.
Like, what is the result that you got like after working with me?
First of all, I'm set for my life. I know the framework now, how it works, rather than just waiting for the any miracle happen, any once in a blue opportunity. Now I know that there are plenty of opportunities and how to nail them, how to market myself. And now I'm on the path where I'm keep making my network. So that is what is the biggest advantage I do have, and that is what I'm going to do for the rest of my career now.
Okay, and what is the title that I helped you get?
You helped me to get the chief data officer title.
Okay, perfect. And how do you think this process and working with me helped you the most? If you have to tell me one thing.
Yes, you were very structured. The biggest thing is you change our mindset in the coaching, that how we should, look the opportunity, how we should look the career. The mindset was the biggest thing. Then the tools which you offered, when I started, like we do number of modules in your coaching, you yourself is evolving. That was quite helpful. Like you get the feedback from the candidates who made the position which they were trying to get. You learn from their experience also, and we got that handy experience. So process was iterative, innovative, and continue to evolve. And apart from that, the peer group which I got, because I got the like-minded people. There are many problems which I never thought, and other people were bringing and discussing that, oh, these things also happen in the job market. These things also happen in the interviews. So I learned collectively. My learning curve really went up in 3 months.
Like, how do you think this process and like working with me will help any executives who doesn't know how to get like higher level offers to getting them to a point of getting like multiple offers at the same time? Like, what will help them, you think, the most?
I think the first, they don't have to depend on their luck factor when they're working with you.
But
Anybody who's already an executive sitting at a top position, they know the subject. And there are millions of candidates who know the subject. That's not doing anything. They need to know how to position themselves, how to market themselves, how to communicate, and how to build your audience, how to make your presence. That is the biggest advantage they're going to get while working with you. And that's,
okay.
I do believe that one can differentiate, because subject, a lot of people know that that's not the selling point anymore.
Okay, and what was the biggest struggle that you were having before working with me? Like, if you have to tell me one thing. Interviews, you said like you were just like you didn't know what was going on. But besides that, is there like any like particular point that you were struggling, and after working with me, you just cracked the code, and it just helped you big time?
Actually, before I was working with you, I was going with the mindset that getting C-suite position or executive VP level roles, it's only the matter of luck. You can only get it if you know somebody into the hiring company. That was my mindset. So the biggest thing is what I got while working with you is I eliminate my luck factor out of the picture. It was all about preparation and how I need to prepare, how I need to position. That was the biggest thing. And that was my biggest roadblock. I was just thinking that you got to be the lucky to get those positions. And secondly, when you are randomly applying, I was just going with the my luck factor. But what I learned is that is nowhere into the picture. If you position yourself well, these opportunities can come to you rather you are going to them.
So if you position yourself well, besides chasing opportunities, with my process, like the opportunities started coming to you because you marketed yourself in such a good way with the process.
Exactly.
Okay, perfect. And last question is, so why should executives work with me to get a higher level role? If you have to tell me a few things.
First, if they are not doing that and they don't know that there is a complete process, and by the way, there is a process. There exists the hidden job market. If they don't have access to an expert coach, they also going to relying on their luck factor. But if they know the process and they know how to position themselves, they have, they will get the abundance mindset. Opportunities will follow them.